Atsuko Okatsuka.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am really, really well. How is your heart right now?
Right. How is my heart?
How
right
are you?
now?
Like, how are you feeling? Not just generally, how are you? How are you doing right now today? I don't know what time it is, but at 8:30 on
Yeah.
a Wednesday.
Yeah.
How are you doing right
Well,
now?
according to the pattern,
Yes.
I am falling apart. No, I'm just kidding. I guess according to the pattern, I have you done the pattern?
I've dabbled with the pattern.
I've dabbled.
It's an
too.
app.
It's an app.
Do you want to explain what that is?
It's an astrology app, but they, I guess I only truly see it as that, but it's a way to also socialize with your friends who are also on the app.
Yeah.
You can compare each other's signs and where they are in their heart, and see how your friendship is too. Things like that.
So what did the pattern say?
I
Today?
deleted it. To be honest, I deleted it.
Oh, okay.
But
You deleted it today.
no, a few days ago.
Okay.
I was joking. I did get it though. And then it's so complex because it tries to get so nitty gritty that it even gives you like for 215 days you're in this phase of winning or something. For 385 days you'll be in this phase of mourning and things like that. So I was like, I don't know like what that means.
Do you think it's bullshit? Were you looking at this as like, oh, this is helpful to me, or you were like, this?
I think it was too hard for me to just like figure out. And I was like, I need things to be easy. Life is already hard, like trying to figure out, getting to places on time even.
Yeah.
Now I need this thing that's like, okay, I got 234 more days of whatever I'm feeling. What if that's not what I'm feeling? Then I fall for it and I make myself feel that way, you know? So I guess in my heart, I'm feeling that's, I don't know. I'm feeling a little tired.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a lot of love though. I feel a lot of love.
A lot of good things today.
For people. For other people. Yeah.
Do you wake up with any philosophy, or is it just like, do you tend to just be a kind of loving, happier person?
Yeah, I wake up feeling pretty good about the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Do you do anything? Do you like set any intentions? What do you like? What you wake up? Do you just get started? How do you start your day? Do you check Instagram right away? Like, what do you do?
Can we do sort of like a gestalt thing? Okay, let me think. I think so. I wake up like.
Yeah. Act it out.
I'm usually.
You're in
on
a
my
red
back.
chair.
I'm
always.
usually on my back. Yeah, in a red chair, just falling asleep upright because of a show that I was watching the night before. My hands usually like over my chest for some reason, and then it's a sudden wake. It's never graceful. It's always like I'm surprised that another day has come. And then I stumble to the restroom because I always need to pee. And then I kind of just slowly start my day that way. No time for intentions. Do you do intentions?
Sometimes.
You do?
Sometimes if I think of it. But it's like, it's a new practice. It's like, I found it to be very helpful. I found if I end the day sometimes and I feel kind of like empty, it's because, what did I do today? I didn't set a goal.
I see. Okay.
Even a little one. But yeah.
So are goals usually but it's like heart goals, right? Or can it be actual like to do things?
I think it can be both.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like, when you're aiming towards something, like maybe just name one of your goals right now.
My goals right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to get my grandma's knees better, but I don't know. Is that a goal?
Sure. Yeah, that's
Okay.
a goal. Do you feel like that goal is coming from an external force or an internal, like it's in your gut, like I have to make her knees better?
Oh yeah, I think it's definitely from internal
Yeah.
and external, because my grandma is outside of me.
Yeah. She is outside. I mean,
she's not in me, or she's not a part of me.
Yeah.
In that, she's a whole different body.
right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But your grandmother, I know who she is.
Yes,
because
you
I
do.
see her online.
You do know. Yeah.
Yeah.
You do know who she. I think you two would actually get along very well.
Why?
I think that because you're very easy to get along with.
Yeah.
And so is she. She's very open. You are very open. The only thing would be like a little language barrier, but when has that ever stopped two people from falling in love, and making out and
Oh, yeah.
I'm hoping for other things for my grandma. I'm just projecting it onto you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, full body massage. The human touch, it's very powerful. You don't know what the electricity that would be between us.
I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Who am I to say? I don't know your sign, and I know.
Yeah,
that
should
she's
we
a
check
Taurus.
pattern? Yeah,
we can check pattern. Can I ask, just because I'm curious, because I'm just very newly curious about astrology. I'm not into it. Like I don't know everything, obviously. But what is your sign?
Aquarius.
Aquarius, air sign.
Yes.
It makes sense. Like okay, from the 4 things I know about astrology, I'm also an air sign.
Okay.
I'm a Gemini.
You're a Gemini?
Yeah.
Okay.
But one time an Aquarius said, "Oh, no wonder we get along. You're a Gemini. We're air signs." So I might be repeating that too, but you were definitely very truly always. I feel so much joy when I see you, and when I see your face, when I see you doing something that makes you look like that looks like you're so happy doing it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel the same exact thing from you. I was going to say, talking about your social media, the way that you portray yourself online, it is filled to the brim with joy. The amount of dancing, the amount of your family.
Oh, yeah.
Your husband, you are surrounded by love, and you welcome them into all of your life and then share their love with everybody else. I mean, was that something that was conscious, or did you just start being just like, well, this is what I want to do with my time here?
Yeah, it's both.
Yeah?
It's both. Yeah, it's like you put out into the world what you want to see, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, hopefully. Is that, I mean, do you? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I totally want to. I'm like, well, if this makes me happy, I bet it'll make someone else happy too.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, then they're a psychopath. No, I'm just, but you can't, I do put up a lot of videos of my grandmother. She's like the world to me. And turns out you can't hate grandmas. That would be a crime.
No. They made a bad grandpa. They didn't make a bad grandma movie.
No,
because no one would believe it.
They did not dare. There's even bad Santa.
There's a bad Santa. You're right. Everybody loves Santa. No. You can't make a grandma bad.
No, like I mean, I'm trying to think of a movie that has portrayed a really grumpy, psychotic grandma. Yeah. I can't right now.
No.
Yeah.
And if you did hesitate, you'd be like, "This is bullshit."
Yeah, I'll be
I don't believe it.
I'll be like, "Well, who wronged you, Mr. Filmmaker?"
Clearly, never had a grandma.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about her?
Well, so she's 84. Yeah. She has a tight perm. She's she raised me. My grandmother raised me, and she's still, she lives 20 minutes away from me. So she's always been like close proximity, like close friend. And it's more recent that she discovered how much of a star she is. Yeah, she loves the
limelight. The
she
feedback,
loves the limelight,
the likes.
I read to her what people say about her when I post videos.
Yeah,
and it makes her so happy. I'm afraid it's gonna get to her head. I should stop showing her. I'm gonna stop telling her. It does make her too happy.
I wonder. I wonder if you stop doing that.
Yeah.
You think she might get bummed?
Yeah, I shouldn't stop doing that.
While it's very sweet, it's also you've exposed her to the addiction of social media and likes.
I know. What a terrible person. No, I am a horrible person.
You're not. It's interesting because I was just playing that out in my head. It's just like, it does feel so good, but it is like,
yeah.
What if that goes away? I think sometimes about somebody tweeted this thing when I wish I knew who it was who tweeted it, but they're like, if Instagram went away,
yeah,
a bunch of these people would just not have jobs anymore.
It's very
Instagram models,
true.
Like they're only models there.
It's very true.
What is your relationship with social media? What Instagram means in your life specifically?
Yeah, and I'm very sorry that it's turned into this. You went from heart to now my process with Instagram.
This is what the show is. Atsuko, this is the show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I understand.
I appreciate you apologizing.
I'm understanding.
You are such an air sign because I apologize too about.
Yeah, how do we get anything done worrying about other people?
Can I just talk about this for a second? Yeah. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
Do you feel like you don't get enough of your own stuff done because you're taking care of
I
other
know
people?
for a fact that I feel that way. I know for a fact you feel that way too. I feel like if you had, I think you need like a earth sign. No, not an earth sign. Some kind. I think you need
fire. Is that one of them?
maybe a fire sign.
We're just doing
You need either
Captain
like
Planet
a
at
earth,
this
water, all the other signs. You just need a sign that's not an air sign.
Yeah.
Be like your dominatrix in the morning, being like, Brad, you have this talent. You do this thing. You need to make this thing. I will make sure you do that.
Yeah. Is
Right?
Ryan that for you?
Ryan's an air sign too. We're all doomed. That's my husband. Ryan's an air sign. He's a Libra.
Okay.
So we're all just floating around being like, sorry. How do you feel today?
I know. Yeah. Well, I'm okay, but like, how are you?
Yeah,
That's why I'm doing this show.
This is going to be a catastrophe, just by the way. You asking me questions, I'm going to just ask you right back. Because my next question was going to be, are your parents on Instagram?
My mom is, but I want to talk about this real quick. Because this just popped up today. You're talking about how you think I should have someone in my life who's like a dominatrix. My girlfriend Allie, had a tough love moment with me today.
Oh, she did?
About my biggest problem.
What is
my
it?
biggest thing to overcome? Confidence in my own success.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, well, wow, that's
no, good.
The library's open, and I'm the library's open, and I'm going to be. I mean, as a passive air sign myself, I'm glad someone else said it, and that it wasn't me.
You're jealous,
and that it was your girlfriend. I love
Yeah.
watching your love. I love the love. You two are so gorgeous.
But it's tough. It's very tough love, and she was very upset because of my kind of aimlessness as far as when I reach down, and this has just been a thing. When I reach down sometimes, a lot of the time, I'm like, boy, I don't know if I've got it. And it's not about the industry. It's just a confidence in my own ability to get where I want to be. Even it doesn't have anything to. Sometimes it's having to do with the business. Sometimes it has to do just with being the person that I've always dreamed of being. And it's was a very helpful thing today. And I thanked her a lot because I was like, you made me feel angry with myself, and I needed to.
Yeah. So is she gonna be that person for you? I mean, she has her own life too.
She does, and that's what was so tough about it. That's why she was so upset, is because she's like, I do not want to be that person for you, who's the dominatrix. And I'm like, I don't want you to either. It was just a moment that sometimes you just have to,
Sounds like it would be a great role play though for the next time you're in bed for the dominatrix metaphor. Yeah. Though.
Is that some? This turns into a different podcast. You said you agreed. You said you have that sometimes too. What does yours feel like?
Oh, for me, I was talking about you.
I know.
I was only reading you. Recently I've had to be in leadership positions, and I'm very uncomfortable in them. But I've had to learn the hard way that actually, like, you gotta have like self-love and self-confidence first. Or else, just like, when the oxygen mask falls down and then comes down in an airplane. By the way, when that happens, it's too late. Honestly, when that happens, everyone's doomed. They always show it in the videos, but everyone should be screaming when that happens. But they're like, make sure you put it on yourself first.
Well, I guess it calms you down. That's why. They're gassing you. They're literally gassing you to calm you down so you're not going crazy. Because you're doomed, but I guess maybe there's a chance you're not, and that you got to keep that in your head.
But as long as you put it on you first, and then you put it on the kid, right? So it's kind of
there's always a kid.
There's always a kid.
Even if you don't have a kid, there's gonna be a kid.
I've never sat next to a kid, but I guess if I did, I would know what to do, because thank God for those videos I've been watching for fucking 25 years. I used to be that kid that someone could have put a mask on. But what I'm saying is, it's kind of like you have to have self-love first before, you can really love someone else. I'm just repeating something I heard probably in a movie, but
it's true.
It's true.
I get that instinct to just go, okay. I'm saying a platitude, but it's okay. You're right.
And the hard truth is recently, because me and Ryan, my husband, actually, we now work together, meaning we're under like the same paycheck, and I'm his boss. And
for what? What are you doing?
So it's still sort of like.
Oh, it's a secret?
Kind of,
okay.
Yeah. But it's a project.
That's fine.
It's a project.
It's a project, and you're your husband's boss.
Yes, yeah. And so dynamics have changed in that, like, we're now also working together, but also there's that, whatever dynamic, power dynamic, if you want to call it. And I've always been a bottom, I'm a natural bottom, a true bottom, power bottom, and so it's very
I mean, I've seen you twerking. You definitely are a power bottom.
Yeah, I speak from the bottom. I speak. I communicate.
Your root chakra, that's your power.
I'm lower chakra,
yeah.
and so now I have to like make calls and make shots, and a couple other people too. It's new in my life. The hard truth though was like sometimes you think you're being considerate by not telling them by not telling someone what might be a hard conversation to have, but actually keeping it from them hurts them longer.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, that's what I had to learn.
And hurts you longer, too, because you keep thinking about it.
Sure, hurts me, but honestly, it bums me out that, I have taken too long because I was so scared of conflict that I was like, unclear. You have to be clear. I was unclear with people's roles, and then last minute I'm like, actually, we're going with a different vision, and then that hurts the person. That's shitty. That's super shitty. So it's better to actually just like know your self-worth, because then that'll eventually help other people too.
Yeah.
And being like, you're not being selfish by thinking about yourself. That should be a base thing in everyone's life, right?
And how do you? Is it just you remind yourself? Is this a philosophy that you've learned through the experience, or did you kind of always have a bit of this?
I learned especially through this experience. Yeah. Where Ryan and I had to have a talk where Ryan, even though he's an air sign, but he's a Libra, so he's like a diplomatic, and he's, whatever. Again, with the signs, Jesus Christ. Again, I've only been into it for a week.
But here's my thing about it. I have been cynical about a lot of spiritual practices and just like things like Reiki and like astrology for a long time. Again, I've just been cynical and been like, this is bullshit. Like I thought I was above it, where I was just like, I'm smarter than this. And like, these are just like dumb people who like kind of dumb.
No,
but also
I agree.
Like, but yeah, they
too.
just need to believe in something. And so it's like, well, for hippies. And once you start learning more about it,
sure.
If it's real to you, it's real. And if it helps you and it's positive, it's real. And there's a reason why a lot of this stuff has been around for thousands of years.
Sure.
Why do we, just because we have modern science, all this stuff, why do we think, oh yeah, this thing that humans have had for thousands of years, it's scrap it.
Right. No, totally.
That's what I think.
I think it's going to be a happy balance. You still have to come back to Earth sometimes.
Of course.
You still have to come back to Earth sometimes.
And apply these things.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with Twitter? Like, what is it? How do you feel after you go on Twitter?
I actually I don't feel angry.
Okay.
I think a lot of people do. I try not to scroll too much. I go under just the news. I'm just curious about the news. But for me, I've been in a place recently where when I see something, when I read something, of course it can be upsetting, but then my next thought is to find levity.
Yeah.
I always want to find the joke in something.
That's why you do what you do. That's why
I
you're good at what you do.
I want to be able to laugh about it, at least for now.
Yeah.
Call it delusional. Call it escapism. Call it unhealthy.
I call it finding peace. I call it being very healthy. Because it's like, what's the point of getting bogged down if you have the ability to see the more positive things? But so you find that you don't get too riled up after being on Twitter.
I don't, yeah. I never get too riled up reading anything. I'll get emotional and maybe cry, but from an interview.
What kind of emotional? What way?
Sad.
What is it
I get
into?
Sad.
About general socio-political stuff.
Yeah, someone being hurt or something. Yeah.
You have a lot of empathy.
I do. Yeah. I think it's because I don't know why. Because I'm a human person, and when I know, and sometimes I hurt, and then I see someone else get hurt, and I'm like, oh, I know that feeling. But sometimes I project it too much, where I'll be eating. I eat a lot alone when I'm out. Mm-hmm. If I'm not with my husband at home or something, I eat alone a lot, and I people watch. And I've seen people, when I see people eating alone, I've seen old people eating alone, I'll start painting a story oh, he lost his wife, she was a good partner to him, and now because she's not around, he can't cook, and that's why he too is at this Burger King.
Yeah.
And then
Do you go to Burger King?
I do. Yeah.
What do you get?
I like the Whopper, actually, the classic. Yeah.
Classic Whopper.
Yeah, classic
I like the
Whopper.
chicken sandwich, very salty. The long chicken.
Oh, long chicken.
The long chicken
But
sandwich.
it's grilled. It's grilled, right?
It's a fried.
Oh, it's a
thing.
fried
Yeah, it's
one.
a fried. Yeah, it's a long fried chicken sandwich.
Yeah.
A lot of mayo. Anyways.
Love mayo. Love mayo. Love. I don't love Burger King.
Yeah.
But I used to go to the one across from Echoes Under Sunset a lot, because I would go to Echoes and then I would go eat there because they were open till midnight. Thank you so much, Burger King, for being my support for all those years. I don't go there as much anymore.
And they miss you.
They miss
God,
that
do they
old
miss you.
man needs me. No, but then I realized, oh no, I'm probably more sad because I'm the one also eating alone, projecting others like sad narratives on someone who's probably perfectly fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe they could be sad. If they look sad, maybe they are.
I don't like the stigma that if you eat alone, you have to be sad.
I agree with that.
Right?
Yes. When you're alone, I mean, are you on your phone a lot? Are you sitting thinking about jokes? How do you use your you time?
Yeah, I guess I guess I do think of jokes a lot actually when I'm eating. For some reason, a lot of my jokes come when I'm eating.
Yeah.
The process of eating. How about you? Or like what happens when you eat?
Right. Eating is a very active time. For me, the car, driving.
Driving.
I'm always like, I'm just recording me talking whenever I'm trying to write jokes
like
for
ideas,
a thing.
yeah,
a lot of ideas. Like, because it's always been the most meditative place because no one is asking anything of me.
Right.
There's no emails. There's no yes.
The road, we would very much like for you to concentrate on the road.
The road is asking for you to stay on it and not cry. Yes, that's true.
While you're writing your next script out loud into the phone, I would greatly appreciate if you also listen to what Siri was saying about where to go. But no, people aren't being like, Brad, I need you.
Right, and I have trouble with treating the phone as a friend instead of a tool. I'm many times like, it's almost the empathy thing, or the being of service thing as an air sign. But it's like, I have to do this thing that it's telling me.
Oh, got
and
it.
And it's like, well, fucking no, I'm in charge of you. You know,
yeah, you're damn right.
You're just a
Brad.
fucking phone. But that's what I like about driving. I'm only driving.
Yeah.
Do you meditate? I don't know if that's something.
I don't meditate.
Yeah.
I've tried it. So like a lot of that stuff I'm very much like new to, and I actually am unsure of, like Reiki and meditating. Well, meditate. I think I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I fall asleep every time I've tried.
But what about, I'm sure you do something to connect with yourself, to kind of have some quiet. Is that when you're eating? Is that
when I'm eating.
Yeah, when you're kind of more like just thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every bite is a thought, and I eat slow too, so it's
you do okay.
It's me time. Yeah.
Yeah. Other than Burger King, like what is your absolute favorite thing to eat?
I love eating spaghetti. Spaghetti is a gorgeous gift to the world that I found easy to make.
Yes.
On my own when I'm rushed. I know the recipe. Noodle sauce.
Yeah.
Cheese.
Meat?
Sometimes meat's longer. When I deserve it, it's bolognese.
Bolognese.
Yeah, I like
pork?
ground meat. Pork, yeah. Well, no,
Beef?
actually go with beef. Ground beef or ground turkey is very good too.
Oh, there we go.
Supposedly healthier as well. And then
and so you're slurping? Do you slurp? I just go for it.
I sometimes slurp, but then so do you do napkin on your chest?
No, I just
you let it happen.
Yeah.
Are you shirtless?
A lot of the time.
When you're
over the sink.
That works. Okay,
I eat a lot of my meals over the sink.
Over the sink, shirtless, with slurps. I love it. That's what is it like? Is that self care? That's self care.
I think
that's
so.
Self-care.
Is that self care to you? Is eating some Slurpee noodles?
Yeah, like what I want to do.
Yeah.
People say, I think I use self-care as wrongly. Like it's supposed to be like things that are good for you or processed. But for me, it's a lot of junky stuff.
Well, to you, self-care is making yourself feel good. Right? I get that. I
Which
think that's
can
part
get
of it.
dicey. I'm like, but this tequila makes me feel good. You know what I mean? This bottle, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm self-caring.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not self-care.
Yeah, so it can teeter. Like
Yeah.
if it's something that makes you feel good. A lot of
Yeah.
things make me feel good. Cigarettes, tequila, spaghetti with a lot of cheese.
Yeah. So, other than self-care, what is a helpful practice that you would suggest to people?
I think challenge yourself. Get scared. Getting scared is very very good.
Yep.
Like something you fear doing, do it, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, fear and then overcoming that fear is always joy. Always.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
agree.
that's why we like stories. That's why we like
Yes.
movies. It's like
Yeah.
there's a thing that we're scared of, and then when we get past it, and then that's pure joy.
It's a win. You've overcome the conflict. Yeah.
We should just be facing fears every day.
I think so
and then
too.
we'll be the most joyful people.
Because,
is that what it is?
Yeah,
Did we just figure it out?
and that's something. When I've scared myself the most, that's when I've come out like most triumphant in all areas of my life.
Yeah.
Something that I'm scared of, and I'm avoiding it because I'm scared.
Yeah.
It could even be like cleaning up your room. You know what I mean? But and I think sometimes we project like, oh, I could never do that. That's something I fear. Like people who've solved Rubik's cubes. Have you ever met anyone who's solved a Rubik's cube?
Like, I know Will Smith can do it.
Will Smith can do it?
Yeah,
like numerous times, or
Yeah,
he did it once?
because he did it for that movie Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh God,
I don't know.
He's
One of those
that was
fast
for
Rubik's
acting,
people.
That was for like the method, but
Yeah.
someone who just picked it up out of their own. Yeah,
No, I've never.
that's the thing. Like they don't have friends because that's all they've done. They just looked at colors and blocks for so long.
Yeah.
Because they show it on the news and stuff. This kid could solve a Rubik's cube in an hour. But everyone's like, wow. And I used to think that too. Like, wow, that's something I fear. To be sitting and solving a Rubik's cube for all my life, so that maybe I can, be a 10-year-old who achieved something for my parents. But it never cuts to, and everyone's like, yeah, it's so great. He did it in an hour. But it never cuts to the kid then hanging out with friends. That's something that's missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It never cuts to him socializing and being great at it.
Well, he doesn't have to anymore. Really, he just be on his phone and look at the views of his video.
But what happens when he turns 11 or 12 or 14?
Are you worried about this kid?
I worry about.
Speak to him.
I worry about people being basic when they can be great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's not even a judgment. You're not going like, I mean, it's a bit of a judgment, but it's not a like, I'm talking down to you because I'm so great. It's more just like there's so much wonderful stuff to engage
That's
in.
your blanket. Throw away the Rubik's cube.
Try it.
Yeah, see if you can solve just like anything,
Yeah.
Yeah, try it. Throw it away, the thing that makes you scared.
What's your Rubik's Cube that you got to throw away in your life?
My Rubik's Cube, maybe, it's probably my house, staying in my house. I need to go outside more. I made it here, but...
What are the things that you would like to be doing outside? Other than podcasts, which is the number one thing.
Spending more time with building friendships. I'm not terrible at it. It's hard to juggle with like comedy and being married too.
Right. You see most of your friends at comedy shows. Kind of.
Yeah.
Is that kind of?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
But
project
I'm
that
genuine. Like genuine.
Oh yeah.
When that friendship that gets built.
I've been on your shows
in that hour,
and I love seeing you. And it's always it is a nice little thing. But I get that. I mean.
You probably find yourself in situations where that's hang time too.
I mean, for a long time, that was all. That was all it was. That's how I met most people in LA is through just my shows.
Yeah, And when you're making something with somebody, right? Yeah, like just to sit and have a brewski is a Midwest thing now. Well,
but you're right. I think for a long time, I didn't think I deserved to spend that type of time. I was like, if I'm hanging out with friends, I need to be doing a project or doing a show because I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And just hanging out is a waste of time. But really, you got to give yourself that time. It's more nourishing.
Yeah.
Because then there's not, you're only just being yourself with someone, and you're not like, we have to do this and we have to get here, and you have the fun in between the doing tasks. That's not real.
I still might
as
tweet
much.
about it.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Please.
Yeah.
I would hope that you would tweet about every interaction we have.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever had someone do that? Like where they were talking to you?
Oh, they like maybe say something funny and then you see it later?
Well, like 2 seconds later. Literally, I'm like, wait, hold on. But I thought we were talking. Like,
right.
And and then, yeah.
I used to have a friend like that.
Yeah. I mean, I respect the hustle. Like I've done that where I like excuse myself to go to the restroom to fucking tweet like a psychopath.
We just save it in the draft so it's not so clear that it's direct.
I know. I forget it's a public sphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Save
I
it in
don't
the
forget.
draft.
I know that.
You know that.
I know that, but I figured, they should understand, but I guess I don't talk to this person anymore. No, I'm just kidding. I've done that. Yeah.
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 Wait, so you were telling me a story about something that you do. You're like, do you ever do this thing that I do?
Well, I could think of a specific time where like I was like at a comedian's birthday and then I was talking to another comedian and then he said something funny and I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. I did think like I even thought he should tweet it.
Yeah.
And then literally like 2 seconds later, I looked at my Twitter and he had tweeted it. I don't know if he live tweeted it. I don't know how he did it. Because I think we were looking into each other's eyes when it happened.
Yeah.
Some people are quick.
Just talk to,
Quick fingers.
Oh, yeah. And don't have to look at your fingers. Atsuko, what matters to you the most in your life right now?
What matters to me the most?
What is the thing that matters to you?
Yeah. Oh, gosh. That's really difficult.
Good.
I mean,
face your fear.
What matters to me, I want to say it's like family and friends.
Yeah.
I want to say it's family and friends.
Why?
Because that is what makes me joyful. That is like where I kind of feel, the motivation to tell stories, like human stories. I mean, that is what stand-up comedy is too, performing. It's got to come from a place of somewhere. And I've always just been inspired by other people.
But your friends and family, I mean, is it, that's a great answer.
I'm like, who are my friends?
Like,
everyone's a
name
friend.
them.
But everyone's a friend.
Right.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Some people are definitely like more acquaintances,
Yeah. Everyone's a friend. Have you always been like that, where you feel like you have this absolute like sea of real friends with real connections? Have you always been like that?
I mean, no. And it depends. Everyone I name as friends, they might come back and be like, what? Who are you? You know what I mean? So you got to be careful. I mean, I got introduced on stage by a comedian recently. She said I was her best friend. But that's when, and I went up on stage like deer in headlights because it was news to me.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous.
That's tough. That's a lot to put on someone where it's not very clear. It's like,
yeah,
if you're not hanging out texting every day, that's not a best friend. But like, okay, they see you as that. It's like, did you feel obliged to like text them the next day? Be like, hey, bestie.
No, you can't do that. I haven't ever told her anything. Yeah. I just was like, oh yeah, give it up for my best friend. Yeah. Because
it's like I love you. You got to say it back.
Yeah, and I get it. I get it. Something happens when you're hosting. I've said weird things like, this is my really good friend. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not really good friends with Andy Richter, or like, you know what I mean?
But
like,
you want to
something happens where like, you've seen him all over town and he went to Seattle once. I'm like, wait, I don't know if he went to Seattle. You know what I mean? I get it. I know what happens when you're up there, and then I don't know if that's what happened to her.
It's transition brain. You're just like, okay, I got to get this.
Yeah, and
like
she said,
I'm done doing my thing.
I don't know if she'll probably hear it and she'll be like, wow, I had no idea. But then that'll be how she finds out. That's okay. I don't care.
And you're being honest.
I'm being honest.
I'm sure you have love in your
idea.
heart for this person, but hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, but why me, bitch? Why me and why in front of a crowd? That was like, oh, because the crowd was like, oh.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't then be like, oh, that's news to me. I consider you a good friend, and that it's I get excited. You might be like, no, my criteria for good friends are different. I have to have
No,
3 meals a week with them.
You are a good friend. We have done a lot of stuff together. Toured a little bit, done some shooting.
I would love to see
dance.
you more.
I'd love to see you more too.
Yeah.
How does your heart feel right now?
My heart right now feels. Oh yeah, it feels like more relaxed actually than when I first sat down.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's all I want. I'm just doing
therapy.
Well, therapy. Well,
no, it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's I do feel it. It feels better. I don't know if it's because we spoke some truths.
I just want the whole reason for this show is just to see my friends. Sometimes people I don't know, but a lot of my friends would just be like, "Hey, like, how are you actually doing?" That's the big question. The deep people talk about they love deep conversations at parties and stuff like that. It's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna make that happen for myself as much as possible.
Oh no, I like small talk.
Yeah.
I can do small talk.
I'm sure you can do it. You that skill.
Not too long, but I Instead of someone asking me how my heart's feeling at a party. Yeah, because I almost cried like earlier on when we were talking. Yeah.
Well, I'm not trying to make you cry, but I'm glad you have dry eye?
Yeah, diagnosed. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's.
I'm sorry I laughed at that. I didn't know it was a thing.
No. It's not. I'm not suffering. It's just true. It literally means I have dry eyes because of allergies. And so what I'm saying is, you almost made me cry, which is impossible because I literally don't have tears that come out of my eyes.
I just love it. You're feeling it.
Yeah.
I love you, Atsuko.
I
Great
love
to have
you
you.
too, Brad.
Yes, you're my best friend.
Give it up for my best friend and my bestest friend in the world, Brad.
Yeah.